Okay.
Peace, Coach.
Peace, oh, peace, peace, peace.
I knew I would find you here because this has become your second home.
This is my first home. This is where I live most of the time.
All right.
here.
Okay.
Right.
I just want to ask you some few questions today. This Giants of Africa, it has been on the lips of every basketball player, especially here in ABU. We just want to know, how did it get started? Where did it start from?
Actually, ABU is the home and the beginning of Giants of Africa. We've held the first session here in 2003 with Masai and Patrick. I think Patrick was here at that time. But this is our ABU gym, and it's in Zaria, Nigeria. And this ABU is considered the home of basketball in the universities, having won the university's Nuga basketball, that's all Nigerian universities games, for 14 times out of the 24 times that it has happened. So this is the home of university basketball, and this is where Giants of Africa started with their first session in 2003.
2003, he said.
2003 we started.
Okay. Well, for every new idea, there's always an expectation. Now, when you look back at Giants of Africa, what were the expectations then? And when you relate it with what is obtainable now, have those expectations been met?
The expectations have been met, and then other goals have been set in the process. I think with that first beginning, all of us were looking at how we could best service more people instead of just the small community here in Zaria. So I think that became a big goal in the minds of Masai and the people who came with him, and even the expectation of us here on the ground was that maybe in the future something bigger and better would come about. But in all our own expectations, and I'm not sure about Masai, it has already met all of the expectations that we could ever believe could happen. But now the fallback is it has grown so big, Giants of Africa has gotten so big that they had to leave Zaria. And having been the beginning, now they are in the biggest town in Nigeria, which is Lagos, which was our federal capital for many years. And then it has even expanded beyond the shores of Nigeria. So the expectations of Masai have grown way out, where we here still at Zaria, we are still hoping that we can, even being involved in Giants, bring some of that information and some of those skills and some of those levels of understanding back to Zaria for our upcoming generations. Because as we have established, most of those that started with us have gone on to other professions. And one of the big and good things about it is that many of them still would want to give back to where they started. So that's what makes it such a fantastic program. Once we can stabilize it here, as we have tried, then all our people who started with us have a place where they can give back. Like Masai is trying to give back. Of course, his idea now is for the whole of Africa and beyond. So this is really, the expectations have been met, and hopefully we can expand it and have a broader base so that other people, other youth, who both male and female, who believe that they can make a living or future use of basketball as a tool to better their lives.
It's good to know, Coach, from Zaria to Lagos,
Yes.
From Lagos, then outside Nigeria,
Outside of Nigeria.
like
Yes.
Kenya.
Kenya, Botswana,
South Africa.
that's South Africa with borders,
Okay.
basketball without borders.
That's good.
Rwanda, Senegal, Ghana.
It has really gone outside Nigeria. It's now an African thing.
Yes.
Now, I just want to know. I know that you were the first national coach for Nigeria.
Yes.
How has Giants of Africa affected basketball in Nigeria and probably in Africa? Has it?
When I started as the first national basketball coach, we probably had less than 500 active basketballers throughout the whole country. Today, our base is well over 20,000 and probably counting, because as the game spreads into the secondary schools, facilities are being built. More people are becoming interested because of demand. The National now has established 36 sports councils in all the 36 states and the federal capital. So basketball is one of those sports, and it's probably the fastest of all the sports growing within the various states. So I believe there's a need for the cream, as the cream of those players, as their skills now become better, there's a place for them. Of course, those places are very small. As we talk of Giants of Africa, they will come in, maybe they will service 50 to 60 youth in 1 year here. And there are so, of all those 50 that have made it to that level, there's at least 50 behind them, each one of them, that also would like to have that opportunity. Just not there. So as it grows, the base is growing. But the pyramid type of elite players moving to the top narrows as we go up the ladder. So that means our standard in the country has also risen. And as that standard rises, then our standard within the African community also rise. And of course, there are many Nigerians who are playing in the US and the UK and in Canada and other places who now are raising our standard, maybe that we will in the future do a better job when we go to the apex type of sports like the Olympics.
Each time you mention Giants of Africa, you mention Masai. Masai is somebody that I knew from very far. You know, while in Zaria at secondary school, we just looked at them as those big boys that are always on the court playing basketball with Michael Akubo. How did you meet Masai?
Well, Masai probably met me because my office have always been the basketball court. And if any player is interested in bettering his skill level or doing basketball, they'll usually meet me on the basketball court. And as long as they come to the basketball court, then I can help them. And as they move forward with their game, their individual skills improve, then I try to use them as assistant instructors to improve their mates, so that if I'm not around, at least they can continue to play. And the court is there available as long as they have a ball. So sometimes it was just my influence in terms of giving them a ball if they didn't have a ball, or making the facility available. So I think in the final analysis, if you say, when did I meet Masai? I probably really met Masai after he had gone abroad. But when he was here, I was training all of them, and they were all at their own level, absorbing the various techniques of the people that were maybe a little better than them, had a little more opportunity because you know in basketball, most of what one learns is what he sees. And so they will learn from the rest. They'll come to the coach. The coach will try to put them through certain drills so that will improve their individual skills whenever we have a camp or we are doing a training session. So I think when did I meet Masai? I guess I met Masai really in the U.S. with a lot of his mates like Owenji, although Owenji played on the school team here at one time or the other. People like Peter from Jos, when they invited me to come to one of the schools they were in, and when we actually formed the Nigerian American Basketball Association in the U.S. back in the 80s and the 90s, that's when I really started to see in the youth who were focusing on trying to do something back at home and come together abroad so that they can do something also amongst themselves.
Basketball at ABU. For now, we know that we cannot have a clear line between basketball in ABU and OBJ. How was basketball at ABU at the early years comparing with now? That now it has made a name for itself in the whole of Nigeria.
When I came into ABU in 1977, basketball in ABU had already started to show itself as one of the main sports for the institution. But when I got here, I found out of all the facilities that I saw in all the other universities that I had gone to prior to coming to ABU. The facility at ABU was the worst for basketball. So my first focus when I got here, and I pressed that upon the vice chancellor at the time, and he gave me carte blanche and said, Coach, since you are here, we are the best, so we need to have the best facility. So because of that, I was able to get him to help us very much so in building one of the best facilities in the country here. So that was completed in 1982, where ABU actually had one of the best facilities in the country. Starting from 77 when I first came, I moved here 78 January, and then from there we continued on with our winning streak, as I should say. Winning, I think the closest university to us has won 2 Nugas basketball gold medals. Our women have also been quite successful. They won 9 times the gold medal and 7 times the silver medal. So that's how ABU has been in the forefront. And even many of our youth who have left here were in our basketball program here. 6 of them right now today are part and parcel of the federation, the Nigerian Basketball Federation. Basketball, a part of the executive administration.
Coach, I have the final question for you. And the question is this. You are the first national coach for basketball in Nigeria. You are the founder of the ABU Basketball Foundation. You are the program manager for Basketball for Peace, Nigeria. What are your expectations for basketball in Nigeria and Africa?
Yes, my expectations is that other people, such as you, Masai, and anybody else with the will push me to those positions that you think I can help you to go farther. Already Masai is at the top of his profession in basketball. Some of the people that I've had the privilege or the opportunity to influence Hakeem Olajuwon, who has already reached the pinnacle of basketball and is a celebrity not only in Nigeria but all over the world when it comes to basketball. Now, my expectations now is to make the path for some other youth who would want to also follow that path to be able to get to it in an easier way, instead of all the obstacles that maybe Masai had, Hakeem had, the late Yinkadari, and some of the unknown ones, many administrators, as I said, who have gone on to be good administrators in basketball. So I see myself as just being an influence. You know, when we say that there are people who have done this and done that, many of our youth don't know those people. They look at those people as they used to tell me back in the day when I used to show them, or they would see NBA playing on TV. They would just tell me, if I asked them, did you see that? They would tell me it's magic. Because to them, they didn't believe people could do that. But as they get to understand that people can really do what they see on the TV, then they themselves believe that they can also reach those skill levels and also be able to imitate those guys. So having been the first national paid basketball coach for Nigeria, and then ABU's technical advisor basketball, now coach technical advisor, and also the program manager for basketball for peace. We believe that we need to just give opportunities as we have seen it. And if people can piggyback on that and expand the base, then it's the best for our team in numbers of youth. Every day we got youth who are coming to one basketball facility or the other. And by popular demand, we are hoping that when anybody is thinking about putting up a sports complex or a sports facility, basketball will be one of the first facilities that they will put in place. Because even as we are speaking now, in Nigeria, there are youth who want to do basketball, but there's no facilities within their areas. So Basketball for Peace is one of the organizations that we pulled together to try to establish what we call peace zones, actually basketball facilities, where we expect youth to come, play basketball in a camaraderie type of atmosphere, in peace, as we say, and then be able to up their skills, to gradually build up the skills necessary to move to the next level. Today we have over 50 established peace zones throughout 16 states in the country, in Nigeria. And hopefully we hope to expand that to cover 774 local governments in Nigeria in the future. So my goal, that's my number one, I think, goal. And I also, one of the goals I have in mind is to build a small gym, basketball gym for myself, where I can train a few youth and make it available as a 24-hour shoot-down basketball place for anybody who lives in that area. So that's my goal. Otherwise, some of my youth now will call me to come and grace one occasion or the other, and I will do that. And I hope for the same reason that we are trying to expose the game to more people.
Coach, it has been a privilege. I am with a legend.
God did.
Yes, you have seen all in the past. Now you're in the present, and we pray that God will make the future of basketball in Nigeria to be what your expectations are.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank all of you who are listening to our small interview. Thank you.